on. Not much to talk about with Drew and Sonya. Drew ended up doing an interview with Entertainment Tonight. She talked about her marriage and things. Okay. She talked about how she left the home and went up to Chicago because of the assistant, right? Because she couldn't take the issues dealing with her husband and the assistant. So she decided to leave and go to Chicago. Now, as I watched this interview, and she said when she was in Chicago, he came back up there begging her to come back. Now, when I watched the interview for me, y'all know we watched the show and we really think that Drew's marriage and everything is fake, right? Not the marriage is fake, I'm sorry, but the situations within the marriage is fake. For me, I'm starting to wonder if that situation could be true and there is actually more to the story. But y'all let me know. Because she said that they left and they went to Chicago and then he begged her to come back. So I'm like, did he go too far with the woman? What was it? Did you just only leave because the assistant, because he wouldn't stop talking to the assistant or whatever the case was? What was that? I don't know. Maybe we'll see it play out on the show and then maybe I'll get all of my answer and maybe it will look like that it was still fake. I don't know. But that's what she said in the interview. She also spoke and touched on, I think the question was asked of her, how did she feel or what did she think about Miss Kenya talking to Sheree about her marriage and stuff. And, you know, kind of throwing, I guess, a little shade a little bit. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. Me and Kenya are in such a great place now. So I didn't know that. I'm going to have to go and check that out and see what it is that she actually had to say. Like, let me go see what she had to say about that. All right, I'm going to have to address that at that time. And I'm like, girl, you're not going to address Kenya because you're so glad to be Kenya's friend. Girl, you're not going to address her, but you're going to give all that work to Sheree. That's what you are going to do. But you're not going to come for Kenya. We know that. Then she goes on to talk about Sonya and say, you know, when it came to Sonya, like, I really thought she was that girl. I thought she was going to be that girl. Like, we were cool. We were FaceTiming each other. We were talking and things. Like, I really thought she was going to be that girl. But, you know, over time, I just learned that she's really not that girl. She's really not. And I was like, Drew, not you coming for Sonya when you still trying to be that girl on your second season. Like, let's not. Don't be coming for that lady like that, girl. And people still trying to help you find your place on the show. Okay? So don't do that. You was on the wrong team last season. Now you're trying to come over here and get on to Miss Kenya's team. Right? But we see you, Miss Drew, girl. I mean, you know, I guess I can't say I blame you if you're trying to make sure you got to keep a job or whatever. So do what you got to do, honey. I ain't mad at you. Now, when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta's ratings, whew, girl, they say the ratings are in the dumpster. They were at like 900 and something thousand. And this past episode, they dropped to like 700 and some thousand, which is not good at all, I don't think. The episode wasn't good. I even said that. I just said the episode just was not giving me what I needed. Like, it seemed like the show had been on for a minute and this episode was like a filler episode and it just was boring. It just was like, ugh, I'm not rushing to see it. But I definitely hope they redeem themselves. Now, Carlos sat up there and said, oh, this, he said this on one of his lives or something, or maybe it was an interview or somewhere. And he was like, episode 2, or maybe it wasn't on Twitter. I can't remember. But Carlos said that episode 2 was going to be the episode that we really wanted to see. And I'm disappointed in that, Carlos, because it was not the episode. As you can see, over 200,000 people did not want to see it at all. So that sucks. Okay, so hopefully they pick up. They still have time. It's only episode 2. So prayerfully they pick it up and they're able to give us more. Okay, give us more of what we're looking for from them, because right now that episode, it just was not good. It wasn't good at all. Okay, so there's that. I watched it was not the best second episode, but y'all going to flock to Real Housewives of RHO. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Listen, I'm tuned up in. Okay, I am here for it. I'm totally here for Sutton dismissing the hell out of Dorit. So I am going to be locked in and I'm excited. All right. So anyway, yes, there's that for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Miss Drew, the ratings, Drew and her thoughts on Miss Sonya. Let's see what Miss Kenya over here got going on. It looks like she's getting closer and closer to getting that divorce. from Mr. Mark Daly. All right. So it looks like he was asking for her to turn over some financial records or whatnot. And Kenya Moore is agreeing to hand over financial statements in the pending divorce from Mark Daly. Okay. I think they're going to keep some things private when it comes to those financial records. Okay. So they are going to keep things quiet. And Cynthia said this on the previous episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's ready to move forward. He's not trying to push the divorce forward. So it looks like now it's starting to be pushed forward. So we can see Kenya actually dating some people soon and just being happy with her life. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, finally, not you being in a divorce longer than you've been in a marriage. I hate to see that. But, you know, I'm glad that she's getting to a place where she can be fully happy. Okay. So there's that. All right. And let's move on. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I thought Mark had his own money. Child, that's what I thought too. I'm so tired of Mark. What does he really want? He better go sit down somewhere. Okay. What he need her financial information for? I don't know. But he definitely wanted the records to be sealed. I think he also wants her to pay his lawyer fees. Okay. I did see that in the article. So he did want that. It has only been 2 episodes. Come on, y'all. Come on. Y'all are always too hard on the Atlanta girls. And I'm sick of Carlos. He's talking too much. Okay. All right. Mark wants some of Kenya Moore hair care money. Probably so. He probably want a little piece. But we're going to move on because I actually want to get to a different housewife as we talk about Carlos King and everything. Monique Samuels. I want to talk about Monique Samuels for a second here. Okay. So for those of you guys that do not know, Miss Monique Samuels will be on, I think it's coming on this weekend, Love and Marriage DC. Okay. This is a show that is a spinoff of Love and Marriage Huntsville that will be on the OWN Network on Saturday. And this is a production by Carlos King. Now, Miss Monique Samuels was previously a housewife on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. She got into an incident with a person on the cast and decided to no longer be a part of the show. Okay, that's what Miss Monique had to say. What else? So she was going to take a step back from doing reality TV until Carlos reached out to her and wanted her to actually be on his upcoming show, which is Love and Marriage DC. All right. So we're going to get into that because she ended up doing a interview with Carlos over there on his podcast. Okay. So feel free to check it out. But I am going to be sharing a few of my thoughts regarding this interview that Miss Monique Samuels did with Carlos. Okay. I also got a chance to check out the interview Monique did yesterday over there with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I actually have that interview. So if y'all would like for me to post that, let me know if you would like to see that interview as well, and I can put that interview up for you guys to check out. She does talk about in that interview, of course, the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. She didn't really talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. She just referred to Real Housewives of Potomac as that show. Okay, that show over there. She also kind of threw a little bit of shade over there to Marcel, all right, and him having a trip without his family, therefore preventing the children from having actual memories, okay, as they get older. So yeah, she definitely threw some shade over there, and she talked about her cast and things for the upcoming season. So let me know if you want that up, and I will post that, or I might post it anyway a little later. All right. What else? Let's get to the interview that she had with Carlos King, okay, Miss Monique Samuels, all right. Now, Monique spoke on Real Housewives of Potomac right out the gate, okay. She spoke on the show and why she actually did not return to the show. She says that it was because of the cast, it was because of the producers, and it was just a lot of things going on, okay. She says that the cast actually started to do things outside of the show, all right, I guess to come against her. They started to do certain stuff. Okay. She says that the producers also did some things because I think what they were trying to do were they were trying to bring incidences within Monique's marriage from outside of the show onto the show, and some other stuff that they had been doing, girl. So Monique wasn't really, featuring it, right? She started to be a little bit of apprehensive, right? Well, I think what the nail in the coffin for her was when she did the reunion. She did the reunion and she talked about how they put her in a wrong hotel. This is not the first time she said that. She spoke on that before, okay? She said they gave her a lot of lies about why she was put in another hotel, saying, oh, it was because you brought your bird. Then they turned around and they said, oh, it's because we didn't have room over here. And she's like, number one, no, it's not because of my bird, because y'all told me to bring T'Challa. Then in addition to that, I just called the hotel that the other ladies were at because Miss Karen and I had a conversation. I guess Karen was looking for her. So that's how she found out that she was in a separate hotel. She didn't know that she was, right? So she ended up calling the hotel and finding out that the hotel still had room. And she was getting ready to move all of her family over to that other hotel and asked if her bird could come as well, or her parrot or whatnot. And they told her, yes, that's fine. All right. So Miss Monique gave all of those details. All right. She also talked about the security guard that was there. She says that the security officer was staged by production to make it seem as though they were just, oh my God, I'm so afraid of Monique. Oh my God, we're afraid. We're scared. Okay. Of Monique. She also says that they were trying to continue to portray an image of her as though she's crazy. And for me, these are my honest thoughts. Okay. Production didn't need to do that because you've already shown us that. I think a lot of people saw you for what you already gave us when it came down to the incident between you and Candace. Okay. So when it came down to you and your ex-cast member, people already felt like you was crazy from the fight to the moment when you felt like you weren't remorseful for it. On the flip side though, I will say, I don't think production was trying to play her in a bad light, but I do believe they was trying to fuck with her. I definitely believe they was trying to fuck with Miss Girl for sure. After listening to her interview and how she laid everything out, I can see that. I can see them trying to fuck with that lady. I don't think it was like, oh, we trying to do this so that we could get you all riled up and get another moment or whatever. I think they was just trying to fuck with that woman. So, I'll say I would not be surprised, okay, if that was the case. What else? What else? So Monique also says that she didn't even know Sharice. So we get to that conversation, right? Where we talk about Sharice. Y'all know Sharice is the reason a ton of these ladies are a part of this show, i.e. Karen, Giselle. I think she met Robin by way of Giselle, or Giselle by way of Robin, one of the two. A lot of the core ladies that are on this show were brought to us by way of Sharice. But Miss Monique cleared that up, saying that she never knew who Sharice was. She was like, I don't know that lady. I never knew her. I knew who her husband was, but I didn't know her. Okay. I really didn't even know that he was married, but a few of the ladies on the show she has heard of before. And I'm sure she heard of them because they were filming a show in Potomac. Like, and then you saw the show. I don't think Monique came on the show until like the third season. Right. So that's what she was saying about that. So she wanted to clear that up. What else did Miss Monique end up saying? Oh, she did say that she and Sharice ended up forming a very genuine sisterhood bond or whatnot, until they just didn't have that. She thought they was good, but they wasn't. Okay. What else? Monique also referenced Candace. Okay. And how Candace did a live. I think it was Candace she was speaking on, because she wouldn't really say Candace's name at all. But then I was a little confused because I was like, is she talking about Candace or she talking about the best friend? But I think she was talking about Candace, right? And she talked about how that girl is what she was saying. That girl ended up confirming a story about Monique, where Monique was saying that basically they were trying to break up people's marriages. And Monique just felt like we don't have to do all of that. Like, we still can have a show, be catty, whatever we're going to do, still have respect for each other in their marriages, right? And it sounds like she was talking about Candace, like once the reunion happened, that I think it was Candace, because I think Candace said at that reunion that there were conversations that were had about bringing certain things to the forefront about her son not being her husband's. And Candace was like, no, like that's not going to fly because that little boy looks just like his dad. Like, that's not going to work. And in addition to that, Candace has also confirmed in a live that I uploaded a week or so ago, where she actually mentioned that there were plots She mentioned that that's what those ladies do because she has witnessed them in the past. So now that Monique is no longer there, they are now plotting against Candace, which I think was the original plot to begin with. It just so happened that Monique and Candace didn't see it for themselves, so they ended up going at it with each other. All right. What else ended up happening? Yeah, so she ended up touching on the fight again, and how she felt extremely gaslit by the ladies, right? Monique said people wanted her to be mad at Andy, but she had no reason to be mad at him because Andy actually, they reached out to each other, according to Monique. They reached out to each other. Andy checked in on her because she said she actually wanted to quit when the fight and things took place. So when the fight and stuff took place, she wanted to get the hell out of Dodge, right? And Andy told her, listen, I respect whatever it is that you like. If that's what you want to do, I'm a respect you or whatever, right? What else did she say? She said he was open to her leaving at the time. Yep. And after the fight happened, he was being supportive to her, right? She felt like the ladies were gaslighting her because they felt like she should have been remorseful immediately after the fight happened. But she says, you know, in like regular real life, like a lot of people get into fights and people aren't immediately remorseful afterwards. It's still like if that BIT, I don't care, I said what I said. And she's saying it's not until she had time to sit with herself and really think and be, you know, away from the ladies or whatnot for her to realize like what she did wrong. And then she grew to a place to be remorseful. And that's when Carlos actually highlighted that. Carlos highlighted the fact that Monique has taken time to heal from the incident. And he feels that she did at the very end acknowledge that Candace never deserved the incident that took place, which Monique did. Okay. She did do that at the end of the episode. She acknowledged that she felt like Candace did not deserve that or whatnot. Did we hear an apology at that time? No, we didn't. But, you know, Monique did cry on the show and she felt like Candace did not deserve what happened to her. Monique also said that everybody loves to harp on her showing a lack of remorse while sitting in front of the ladies, which was like probably the very next day after the fight took place, versus actually paying attention to the fact that she was remorseful when she sat down with the pastors or whatnot. Okay. That's what she wanted people to focus on. She also opened up and mentioned how she ended up quitting the show. So after she saw everything that happened at the reunion and how she felt like they were baiting her to act a certain way, even though she says she maintained her composure, she came out with her binder. She read the ladies down. But what she did not like was when she watched the reunion back, and she saw how they tried to play her husband as being a threat to the ladies by saying, oh, if I was a lady and y'all, you know, if y'all out here lying on my kids or whatever, or on my family or whatnot, if I was a lady, I've been, you know, slapped all of y'all or did whatever to y'all. He said she didn't like that they put that in there, painting a certain image of her husband. So once she saw that, that's what sealed the deal for her. And she says that she really was like, oh yeah, I'm done as fuck. Like I'm absolutely done. I'm out. So she ended up going on a trip to Miami. Y'all know Funky Dineva is down in Miami. She and he hung out and things. And she was trying not to give away the fact that she was pissed and she was about to release this show. So once she got back home, she said she sent the email about 10:30 or so at night. She said 10:31 to be exact, letting them know exactly how she felt. Okay. And she left, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that part because for me, I don't think it was truly confirmed that she said she quit when she sent the email. It sounds like she sent the email just showing her disdain for how that happened. So it was always my understanding that they sent her a contract, a friend contract, right? And then you also heard that she was terminated. Like on a recent live, that's when Candace also said that Monique was terminated. Monique recently did another interview. She did another live on Mother's Day, and she said she was never terminated. Okay, she left the show. So she addressed that real quickly as she talked about her essential oils or whatnot. But that part was just not necessarily clear because it makes me wonder: did they present to you a contract contract that was a contract, hoping to continue to keep you a part of the show, but not in the large capacity. So that way you could feel, I guess, safe or whatnot in the certain things you share about your family. And then that was declined because it sounded like once the message was out there that contracts were given out, that's when Monique took to social media, or maybe it could have been I don't know if it was like a week later, or maybe it could have been the very next day of the reunion. Not sure. I thought contracts had gone out at that time, and then Monique had made the announcement that she was not going to be a part of the show, right? So, I don't know. As I'm thinking about it, I think she made that announcement the very next day of the reunion or something like that, or the week of the reunion. She made the announcement, okay? But I'm not sure if she had that friend contract or not, and decided like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, it sounded like her intentions, according to the interview, was always to quit the show after that. I just wonder if she received the contract, was demoted, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she could have been demoted, but still her intentions could have been to have left the show to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what contract they sent to her. Right? That could have been what it is for her, right? So what else? That was that. Yeah, she also goes on to, Carlos goes on to talk about Love and Marriage DC and how this is going to be an amazing show, even though he was trying to make sure we all understood that Love and Marriage DC is going to be completely different than Huntsville. He was saying that Huntsville is its own show. DC will be its own show. Based on the interviews that have been done and from the previews, in my opinion, and we are going to see, I'm not sure if the show is going to fully give. I am hoping that it is, but I don't know. Okay, I hope that it gives, and the reason why I say that is because I have not seen a Carlos King production that I have not liked. So that's what makes me think that the show is actually going to be good. But from these interviews, from the previews, I'm like, and I feel like that also is going to suck for them. Because I know a lot of people, myself, are going to compare it to Huntsville, right? So I think that's why he was trying to make sure that he said, listen, these are two different shows at the end of the day, okay? So give them the opportunity of being their own standalone franchise, because we're not comparing, Atlanta to, I guess, Potomac or whatnot, or are we? Okay. But anyway, yeah, she also goes on to drop another nugget that we didn't know. Monique Samuels was actually reached out to be by Andy and the production team or whatnot to be a part of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. She was actually offered a spot on that. And she said, I don't know if I want to do it. And Andy said, well, no, think about it. Think about what you want to do. And she was like, I don't know. So she took time. She thought about it, came back to him and said, hey, no, I don't think this is something I'll be interested in doing, something I want to do. No, not at all. And so Andy came back and told her, well, that's fine. If you change your mind, let us know. But what's interesting is I feel like the reason she truly declined it, because he assured her nobody from Potomac was going to be on the show. She would be the only one from Potomac that would be on the show. I think the reason she declined it was because she already knew she was about to start filming that show, Love and Marriage DC. Because I feel like they started filming sometime maybe last year, maybe top of this year or whatever. So maybe that's what I'm thinking. And I could be wrong, but I feel like her schedule was going to conflict, which is why she wasn't really open to doing it. Because I don't think Monique will have an issue with filming with nobody aside from the ladies that don't like her. So yeah, I think she would have been open to filming with those other white ladies and filming with Kenya and filming with Cynthia. I think she would have been welcoming to that, or even filming with Phaedra and filming with Eva, right? So that's what I'm thinking, and I could be wrong. But she said that was another thing she said. She said that what she told Andy was when he said the other ladies are not going to be on there or whatever. And she said, oh, that's what so she was like, well, it's not just those ladies, Andy. It was also a production issue. So that's the reason that she said she didn't really do it, was because of how production has already tried to play her. So she didn't want to go back into that den with them again. So that's what Monique actually ended up saying. Okay. So yeah, there's that. That is what Miss Monique says. Okay. Same here. She just didn't mesh with Potomac, and that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Season 2 is the ex housewife season, and it's not giving good. Um, but I guess since she's technically an ex housewife over there, she probably would have, been able to fit in. I would have taken it because of all, like, you barely can see the two black women that's on there. But I'm gonna tune in and see what it's giving. I don't know if I'm gonna review it, but I'm probably gonna tune in and see. I'm sure Andy reached out to her. He reached out to Phaedra, so I'm sure he would have done the same for Monique. Yes, and that's something Carlos King also said. He said one thing about Andy. Andy always wants to make sure the ladies are comfortable. Even after Portia got into her incident with Kenya, Andy reached out. He always wants to make sure people are comfortable. Well, what's going on with Nene? I will say this, after that incident took place of Nene wanting to leave the show and things, I do recall a time when Nene was out here loud chomping, saying a lot of things about the network or whatnot, right? Before the law, way before the lawsuit, and I think before she even made the insults to Andy, her and Andy actually went out to eat. I think it was like in New York or somewhere, wherever they were, up north or wherever it was. Her and Andy actually hung out since she left the show, or they couldn't come to some type of agreement or whatever. That did happen. So I do think Andy probably does want to make sure the ladies are accommodated, right? He just could have did a better job with Miss Kim, or at least giving Nene her own show. But I think that I could also see where the network probably felt like Nene was too valuable to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they didn't want her to branch out. But I don't think that's fair if they did think that. All of the ladies, it was an ensemble cast, so everybody was, valuable. So Candy shouldn't have been able to just go over and get her one off, or nor Kim or Lisa Vanderpump or whatever, even though Lisa Vanderpump was never a part of Atlanta. But yeah. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Okay, I'm just scanning the comments, but I will say this because I'm about to hop off in a second. Everybody's entitled to feel how they feel, about cast people on the show. If you've watched my channel, you know that I've always had like a strong disdain for Miss Monique Samuels. Primarily due to the incident that took place between she and Candace. However, I am, because I do feel like people are human and they are allowed to change. I'm sure we all have done some things in our lives that, we have grown from. But if you guys don't want to see it for her, I ain't mad at you. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys for continuing to support my content. But I'm definitely going to give her a chance with the Love and Marriage DC and check it out. And just, hopefully see a different side of Monique than how I saw her on Real Housewives of Potomac. Seeing her in a different element that she may feel more comfortable in, and maybe she might stand out, she might not, with the new cast. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Oh, Jamie, that's me. You hashtag Monique is trash. What you mean? I'm confused. But in terms of her, no, I didn't like her. I didn't like her. I did not like her. I did not like that whole situation with Candace and how things played out. But I'm definitely going to tune in and watch her and see how it plays out. And if it goes in the same direction that I don't like this woman, then I'm gonna speak on that, and if it goes in a direction that, I actually like Monique, I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna tailor or alter how I feel based on how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't do that with me. And you ain't gonna do that anyway, because that's just how y'all is. But I mean, if you don't like her, don't like her. You know what I'm saying? If you like her, like her. If you want to give her a chance, give her a chance. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a right to do what they want to do. So y'all, it's up to y'all. If y'all want to come back every week and trash her, we gonna talk about it. And if y'all want to praise her, you can. What you said, Kayla? Jamie, I'm saying that think it's good that I was hashtag trash Monique. I mean, Monique is trash. Not y'all telling me good luck. Girl, y'all is messy. Y'all is messy. Well, I'll give her a chance so y'all don't have to. But I'm definitely gonna let you guys come and tell me your thoughts about it though. That's right, Tay. That's right. We all are free to have our own opinions. We just gonna see. We gonna see, y'all. Ooh, somebody said Monique is not remorseful. She still can say Candace's name. Now I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair here, and y'all know I go up for Candace. I'm going to be fair here, baby Trisha. Candace don't say her name either. So I think they probably may have seen each other interviews. They'd be like, well, she ain't gonna say my name, I ain't gonna say her name. Well, she ain't gonna say my name, I ain't gonna say her name. You want me to come over there? I'll come over there. Then tell me you want me to come over there. Then I'll come over there. But if you don't want me to come over there, then don't say that, I ain't gonna say that. So that's, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to be a little fair. Let's see. Somebody said it wasn't even a fight. It was the damage control, manipulation, faux narrative of the events to sway public opinion for me. That is what bothered me a lot when I watched that. In addition to, it was the things that was leading up to that when Candace was not trying to, you know, engage in that type of activity with her originally, right? But it just seems like the focus was primarily on her for some reason, but never at the people that it should, you know, be at. So that's why I put a lot of fault on her for that. But what I actually like is that to me, okay, to me, girl, I felt like Monique went silent for a minute, and maybe that's because she was filming the show or something like that. But she went silent because it was at one point after the incident happened, it was continuing to be her going on YouTube, doing these lives, engaging in conversations with these people and all this other stuff. Like, I mean, granted, she could do what she wants. It's her channel, right? But I was kind of tired of seeing her. So I actually liked the part where she just kind of like faded out. We got a whole new season, new people. We got new things to really talk about. So I like that. And I think because she went kind of like quiet, made room for me to be like, okay, let me see what she doing out. Let me see what you got going on now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely I'm gonna give her that and check it out for sure. For sure. Oh, was that it? Oh wow. Well, I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. I think it helped. I think it helped. You know what I'm saying? I think Love and Marriage DC is going to show her in a very different light. I do. I did not like her cookie cutter answers to some of the interview questions, right? The primary thing she kept saying was like, oh, you know, when we get together, we clown, we joke, we laugh. And that made me agree with the friend group. But I think she gonna have an issue with Winter. She was very bubbly in her interview. She didn't really give away a lot. Which is I guess not a bad thing, but I think she might have an issue with Winter. I don't know. Winter seems like from the interview she just say whatever, and I think she might have an issue with her. Let's see. All right, y'all. Well, this was cute. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today for 2.5 hours. Feel free to hop down in the comments and continue to share your thoughts. You know, yeah, go ahead and like the video. I do appreciate all of you guys for, you know, joining me, hanging out, you know, sharing is also caring. So definitely share the video. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, and I'm going to try my best to come back to you guys a little later on today. All right, so we're going to check out some stuff later on today. So just be looking out for that. Again, thank you so much for watching or listening. Okay, I'm Jamie. That's me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.